Yes, Thames Television, the station with knockers. Excuse me, there's one now. Yes, can I help you?
Ooh, tweet, tweet, tweet. It's Valentine's Day today. It's the day of love. And what films are on offer at the cinema that you can watch today? Well, there's One Love, the story about Bob Marley, and nobody's interested in that. As far as I'm concerned, while that man was a very good singer, he didn't really change the face of music, but of course it's 2024, so that's the message they're projecting for, you know, ESG reasons. Then of course today in America, what gets released? Madame Webb. Can't wait to see how badly that turns out. But today I'm going to watch The Iron Claw with Zac Efron and Holt McNally at a cinema near me.
The name's Nukem. Duke Nukem. No, I'm not here to kick ass or chew bubblegum. I'm not here to get even with those alien bastards for shooting up my ride either. I'm here to tell you to watch Jason King on Kung Fu Hot Dog. So watch out for him and his babes of the 1980s. Oh, and one more thing. Hail to the king, baby.
But without further ado, folks, let's get into this. The Madame Webb reviews are out, and they're not pretty, unlike the leading actresses of the film. What does it score? I do believe this is a pretty rotten 17%. Oh, 18? It was just 17%, I kid you not, based on 85 reviews. Jake Cole, Madame Webb grinds to a halt as it gets bogged down in scene after scene of characters, both good and bad, standing around explaining their backgrounds, hang-ups, and desires. It's bad and boring, in addition to making very little Spidey sense. Madame Webb is lifeless, with absolutely zero depth of character. It feels like a tax write-off. Ooh, where have we heard that one before? There's no heart or ambition in the performances. The villain, Ezekiel, is probably the worst part of the movie. A robot could have given a better performance. Oh, he means Rami Malek. Oh, jeez. There is something sickly compelling about how disjointed and thoroughly incompetent Madame Webb is. Less as so bad it's fun midnight movie and more studio making in the 2020s. At its very worst case study. Ay 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 Moosey. Madame Webb, a movie so intrinsically bad I'd rather be intertwined in the webbed dress of Miss Sydney Sweeney. And forget Dakota Johnson's outfits. That's just Don Johnson with tits. And of course, that is her rather famous daddy. But ooh-wee, what does Metacritic say? I'm pretty sure Metacritic will be a lot more kinder. Oh, I guess not. Only 29%. Generally unfavorable. 63% from RogerEbert.com because no, he has not risen from the grave again. RIP Roger and Siskel. Within these oversaturated times for comic book movies, Madame Webb is blissfully breezy in its pacing, which helps make it a more enjoyable watch than some of the super serious end-of-the-world fare we often see. None of this would work without Dakota Johnson, whose gift for side-eye and deadpan line readings grounds what could be a very silly story into one with real human stakes that do not, thankfully, involve the fate of the entire world. Slash film. Madame Webb does not provide a crowd-pleasing bombast. This is a pity, as The Odd Duck makes for a fascinating watch. This may be one of the final films of the superhero renaissance. Enjoy it before it topples over entirely. Well, the Renaissance apparently is meant to be Deadpool and Wolverine, and as I failed to point out in my video reaction on Monday, the TVA coming into the whole MCU shtick is a bit because nobody watched Loki, nobody watched anything else that was a spin-off in the dead MCU at this stage. So maybe, hopefully, Wolverine and Wade Wilson will go around killing all the TVA members and then hopefully resetting the universe. But as again, somebody pointed out, why didn't they just have She-Hulk, WandaVision, and all the other atrocious Marvel MCU streaming titles on the monitors that Deadpool was looking at? Then it will make more sense for him to go, yep, you know what? Let's do a complete wipeout right now. I thought I'll say this clip for last because you can guarantee what's going to happen. It happened with Charlie's Angels in 2019. When that film does badly, when it has an all-female cast, who are they going to blame? Men. Of course we are to blame. But listen to the last question from the horsey voice presenter when she questions a rather ducky-faced Dakota Johnson.
What are you hoping that women take away from this movie? Because this is definitely one for the girls, I feel like.
I hope it feels more relatable and accessible. And it's, you know, it's a different kind of superhero movie. It's really grounded in reality. And
with tits.
You know, these women it's like a found family where they're really supporting each other and they really are stepping into their...
Because when birds of a feather flock together, what do? They talk about how mistreated they are, how men are bad, how we want to break away from the shackles of patriarchy. Oh yeah, because clearly, and this soundbite should be clipped and on loop forever. Madame Webb wasn't made for men, it was made for women. Or then again, in this very strange day and age, I'm not quite so sure that's even true.
If I was to say to you how many genders are there, what would you say?
I'd say that there's definitely more than two. I think it's a far more complicated and personal.
This boy needs help. Get him out of this university, send him to a proper one because boy, I'm embarrassed right now.
And if you thought Madame Webb was terrible already, wait until you hear this question that Josh Horowitz asks Miss Dakota Fanning Johnson.
Can you name the 3 Spider-Man Tom Holland movies?
Yeah.
Homecoming.
Going Faith?
Yeah.
Oh.
Spider-Man, here he comes.
Here he comes.
That's number 1.
Oh, excuse me.
Spider-Man, and he's back.
Homecoming, Far From Home.
The last one is
No Way Home. No Way Home.
The Goblet of Spider-Man.
Wow. And I can smell a chorus of farts. Well, I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but I really do need to take another shower because holy moly, man, that was some hot garbage that I've ever seen and reacted to. So if you were me and if I were you, and I want to gaze at more pictures of Sydney Sweeney in revealing evening dresses, because I gotta say one thing about that woman, she might star in terrible films like Madame Webb, but she sure is based as hell and maybe a return to form for the classic Hollywood female superstar with big knockers in tow.
Are indeed awful because this script is hot garbage.